All right, race fans, it's Member Challenge Day. Welcome to MonticelloMotorClub, the world's premier automotive country club, and we are back for race number 3. The cars are gridding up for the first race of the day. We have absolute Chamber of Commerce weather today, best weather we've had all season. It's going to be a scorcher out there. Make sure you drink some of that Paul Quealy water from the clubhouse. We've got water stationed all around the property. You guys make sure you hydrate. Just like the drivers, everybody's getting thirsty. We want everybody to stay hydrated and stay around for all the racing action we're going to have today. We've got some surprises in store, including our man on the ground, Connor, with the camera up on the grid. A live look at the racers. You see the Artura, the Teo Arturas. There's one of the Klein cars. We're all getting ready. There's Reggie T's Cup car and another Teo. That's Miguel Damian's car. We have got a full grid, 27 cars lined up, and we are about to go racing. What a day. Where else would you rather be? There's the angry M2, David Pereira's M4, Katzman's M4, Pistoli's M2, the Bavarian contingent coming in strong today. And here we are back with the Stuttgart's brand new racer today, Michael Kolb, in the 70 car, making his racing debut here at Monticello Motor Club. Everybody's excited to see what Mike's got in store. He's been working hard with John Ryan Lewis, and he's in his first race of his career here at Monticello. Now we're back to the R4 cars. There's Eric Paterno and Todd Ratura ready to rejoin the battle. Oh, and there's the cars. There's the battle we've been waiting on. Quealy versus Watkins in R5. The crowd is already on his feet. Merchandise has been flying off the shelves. Race coaches and support. Everybody working hard. Cars getting ready to go. Monticello is ready. All the Monticello teams have been working hard this week to get the property in shape for this race day. Grass is looking good. Pavement's looking good. Clubhouse is ready with an amazing buffet for lunch today. We are going to have an amazing day of racing. Track safety getting ready to lead the cars out. Jason Lair in the pace car today. You see Nick Leone there working hard with Adam Klein in the brand new GT4 RS. I tell you what, I love the live pit cam here. I mean, you got John Flynn and Yonel working hard, managing this grid. Jason McCarthy rolling off. McCarthy's on the pole with JF right behind him in second, outside front row. Reggie T getting his cup car rolling. Alan Teo right behind him with Miguel Damian there. Cars are rolling off and forming up. Be a double file start. We'll have about a lap and a half of pace car action. before we go to green. Car's getting a little heat in the tires. They'll be dragging those brakes. Best possible way to get heat in the tires. A little acceleration, a little brake. People think that scrubbing back and forth is the way, but it's just a movie tactic. Real racers will add heat to the tires by adding brake. Get the best heat generator in the world right inside that brake rotor. Pace car leading them down into Montreal now. All the cars are off the grid. And we'll be forming up here, adding a little heat. What a day for racing. Look at these shots being performed by the Monticello media team. Dom and Ray and Chris, everybody working hard all week long to bring you this excellent footage. World-class footage for a world-class automotive country club. And of course, we have world-class members and racers. Oh my. Quealy versus Watkins in Class R5. Get on your feet, people. I'm telling you what, if you can't get excited about a two-car class containing Quealy and Watkins, what can you get excited about? Also, in a Monticello first, we have live in-car coming from Jordan Klein. This is the eighth car on the grid. You can see Jordan Klein broadcasting live from his Cayman GT4. He's looking right at the rear there of Miguel Damian and Alan Teo. Heading through the hangar corner and onto the straightaway. We are excited about having this in-car camera look from live inside the race. Cars will be coming around now. We should have lights out on the pace car here very soon and green flag racing. Just to remind you, JF Formella, who is in currently second place on the grid, is in first place in the points, followed by Eric Paterno in second place from Class R4 and Alex Blaker, who is not participating today. Blaker in third in Class R4. These are your top 3 point standings cars. As they come through switchback, you can see our skid pad and our world-class karting facility. If you're interested in karting, contact Concierge or Mike Poe to set up your karting extravaganza today. Jathan McCarthy following the pace car through hairpin. All the cars getting a little heat, adding gas, adding brake, getting ready. Everybody concentrating, getting in the zone. We are about to be green flag racing. Lights are out on the pace cars. He leads them up the North Straight. We'll be green flag next time we come by the starting line. All right, race fans, they're coming around the karting complex right now. The cars will be forming up. These drivers are getting in the zone now, talking to their coaches on the radio, and everyone is getting ready to go green flag racing. This is the pinnacle of Monticello Motorsport here. Our highest class of racing, the fastest cars we offer, and the best members in the world. The field is forming up now, getting ready. Green flag coming up. Jason McCarthy on the pole. JF outside front row. Right behind McCarthy is Kaya Teo. Right beside is Adam Klein. Pace car dives off, waiting for Jordan, There's the green flag right there. And we are green flag racing. McCarthy gets a great start. McCarthy with an excellent launch off the green, and he gets clear through Montreal. A little accordion effect there for Leo at the back of the field, but he gets it taken care of, and all cars are clear through turn 1, running into turn 3. Patience, and now through Prudence as McCarthy leads them up to the carousel. Fantastic racing. Look at this shot through the carousel. All the cars headed down to Pine Tree. McCarthy leads them through Pine Tree. JF right there behind him. And Cayeteo looking good in the orange and blue McLaren. On to the backstretch now as all cars are clear and everybody's in the zone. Pistoli already around that G82 of Mark Katzman. Pistoli moving up 1 space already in the first half of the first lap. As the cars head into the braking zone, we've got some movement. Drivers looking for a passing opportunity here. Other drivers closing the door at the kink as we head into that braking zone. Excellent first lap. All drivers clear. As you see Paterno and Rutura already working the field. McCarthy up to the hairpin now. JF still there, unchanged between the top 5. Check that. Reggie T already around Adam Klein to move up a spot. Reggie T up in 4th place. Still quite early in this race. We're still working the first lap. Quealy still leading Class R5 ahead of Watkins. Those PDKs running slicks will be quick today. Coming around the karting complex, the entire field. Everybody running good, clean laps here on the first lap. And lap 1 is in the books. A 2:22 for your pole sitter. Jason McCarthy puts up a 2:22 and has the best lap of the race so far. Reggie T gaining a spot. Rudy Pistoli gaining a spot. And Rob Jankowitz also picking up a spot on lap number 1. As your leaders go through the carousel, Rudy already closing up now. After getting around Adam Klein, Reggie T now closing up on Kaya. Reggie settling into that brand new cup car he's got. That thing is an absolute rocket ship, and Reggie T brought his A game today. Kaya's about to have her hands full. As McCarthy sets sail and opens up a gap, almost 2 seconds on second place right now as JF attempts to run him down. And Kaya has got a mirror full of Tartaglione. It's the Battle of Serenity Lane. Tartaglione versus Teo. Watching the cars turn up into the switchback now. As you see, our leader is already at the hairpin. And as we predicted, Reggie not messing around, already picked up a spot. Reggie T racing like a madman today, already picked up 2 spots and has moved into 3rd place as he gets around Cayeteo. That Cup car has a lot of power. Kaya's got her hands full running that IMSA map in the McLaren. She does not have nearly the horsepower that Reggie T has. Kaya out there still representing the team, Papaya team, very well. As Reggie T runs on to the South Straight and stretches his legs under the bridge. Reggie T picking up 2 spots on the second lap alone. And now Dave Pereira getting up close to Rob Jankowitz. As we cut to the end car, you can see exactly what Jordan Klein's view is right now. Jordan Klein looking at the rear end of Frank McClanahan in that M2 CSR. Very tidy white and green BMW M2 piloted by Frank McClanahan as Jordan Klein attempts to run him down in that fresh Cayman GT4. And right behind Jordan is the black and green machine of Rudy Pistoli. Rudy running Class R3, and Frank McClanahan also running R3, with Jordan being an R2 car in that Bavarian sandwich. Now we've got a camera looking up at Switchback. This is our man Connor on the ground with a live look at Switchback. As you see, Cayeteo and Adam Klein coming through. And then there goes Miguel Damian, looking great in his brand new Artura as well. Reggie T had a great lap there and then kind of fell off the pace a little bit. Need to check in with Reggie's crew chief and see what happened to him. He was on a run right up until he wasn't. He's still running along there in 5th place. Dave Pereira getting a little bit closer to Rob Jankowicz in that brand new Sega car. Excellent livery on the Jankowicz car. Pereira a little wide there, a little late on the brake, but he's still closing the ground on Jankowicz and Alan Teo. Checking in on Class R5, Quealy still leading Mike Watkins in a battle for the soul of Monticello. Jordan getting ever closer, ever closer. And Kolb looks inside of Mark Katzman. Kolb in his maiden voyage, his maiden race here at Monticello, first race ever for Michael Kolb, already giving Mark Katzman the business. Katzman in that gorgeous G82 M4 GT4. Mike Kolb, no slouch, and he's reaching for the stars here. Katzman is a poised and accomplished racer with Kolb as a rookie right behind him. I am sure Matt Muller's going to have something to say. Look at that Porsche closing up on that Bavarian machine of Katzman. Katzman being coached by Matt Muller. And Mike Kolb being coached by John Ryan Lewis. Kolb with seemingly having a horsepower advantage here, really closing on the straights. Let's see if Katzman can stretch his legs out and open a gap on Kolb. Kolb closing as they approach this, as they approach the king. Now we're back to switchback, watching Jordan Klein follow Ray McClanahan through the switchback and heading now through the lower part of the course, headed up to Kryptos, the highest corner of consequence at Monticello. Pereira still on Jankowicz. Not a lot of movement in the field right now as these racers settle in. We've got a little more than 15 minutes to go. 10 minutes in, 15 minutes to go in race number 1 today. Look at these shots being provided by Monticello's media crew. What a day of racing. Things are about to get interesting between Frank, Jordan, and Rudy as that little threesome gets ever so tighter together. There comes Damien and Alan Teo down the front stretch. Kolb gets around Mark Katzman in an astounding debut. Mark Kolb looking great, being coached up by John Ryan Lewis. Now we're looking back through the field as we see Ron Trinka looking really good right there, looking very racy. And there's Jay Davis, the brother of Donna Cruz, our HR director at Monticello. It's a family affair here at Monticello. Jay Davis looking great in that car number 88. It's looking like a Jay Davis day. JF through, headed up into Cryptos. JF really struggling. He's not struggling, but he's struggling to keep up with McCarthy, who has opened up a 6-second gap. As we take a look inside Jordan Klein's car, Jordan got around Frank McClanahan finally in that R2 Club Sport and has now got some clear air in front of him. Jordan really letting it rip now. Up to switchback. Quick hands from Jordan as he heads to Cryptos. And now you see, there comes Jordan with Frank and Rudy right behind him. Rudy really wants to get around this McClanahan car to take P1 in Class R3. There's Mike Cobb. Opened up a pretty good gap on Katzman. And you see Ron Trinka right there. And then Bert Schwartz in that gorgeous Porsche. Reggie T now looking to give Adam Klein some fight up at the front of the pack. As Miguel Damian just keeps putting in good laps. There's Verna, there's Davis. And there comes our man Paterno over Cryptos. There is Klein and Reggie T. Adam Klein being tracked by Reggie T. This is the Battle of Stuttgart here. A brand new GT4 RS versus Reggie in that Cup car. Reggie looking extra racy with the white letter tires. Those white letter slicks looking good. Reggie closing up. Reggie with superior power and brakes in that Cup car. Adam Klein's got his hand full, keeping him in the rearview mirror. Cannot say enough about these guys on Monticello's media team. Dom in the director's chair with Chris Szczypala running the drone. Connor on the live remote. And Ray Bunora just being the brains of the whole thing. Just looking on, making sure everything's working. As we check in on this R5 battle, Paul Quealy not bothered by Mike Watkins so far. Mike Watkins talking a lot of talk in the pits before this race. I'm sure he expected to be around by Paul Quealy by now, but Quealy, the master, holding him off, keeping him at bay in that red PDQ. Watkins struggling to get around Quealy. I, for one, kind of a fan. I like this R5 battle. Nothing like a two-car class. There comes Trinka and Schwartz through the switchback and headed up into Cryptos. Mike Watkins is closing the gap on PQ. It's going to be a battle. 10 minutes left in this race. 10 minutes to go as PQ opens up the governors on that PDQ. And Mike Watkins tracking him down. We'll all have a taco later and talk about how we would have gone faster if we just had a little more horsepower or a little better tire or whatever it is you need to tell yourself, kids. 2 M2s heading into Montreal. McClanahan still ahead of Rudy Pistoli. With 10 minutes to go, Rudy's got to figure something out if he's going to get around that M2 of McClanahan. There's Verna into the S's. Really cool car there. There's Crestron Dan into Montreal. Verna into Montreal. And there's Jay Davis Day into Montreal as well. Let's check in on some of the R5 cars at the back. It looks like Eric Paterno's still looking good at the front of Class R4, followed by Todd Ratura and Ivan Brightly. And there's Paul Levine being picked off by one of the GT4s of Adam Klein. Back to Jordan Klein, pounding those curbs and switchback as he takes his car up to Kryptos now. So much elevation here at Monticello Motor Club. Kryptos, one of the more exciting corners on our course, requires very good car placement as well as visual references to get through there safely. Rudy, ever so closer now. Rudy up behind Frank McClanahan. The entire Pistoli and Como clan here to see Rudy chase this M2. You can bet Rudy wants to get on the top step of the podium. He's got his entire family in from Florida today. We appreciate the Comos coming out to watch this battle in these R3 leaders. Frank McClanahan in the green and white M2 CSR, followed by Rudy Pistoli in the black and green M2 CSR. Rudy tracking him with the draft. Rudy looking inside. Rudy looking outside. Frank defending. Rudy trying to get a run here. This is the battle for the lead of Class R3. Two great members battling it out in this Gentleman Series. Both of these guys are great guys and accomplished racers as well. Back to Class R5. Paul Quealy still in front of Mike Watkins. What a day here at Monticello. Check out this weather as we go through Old Turn 1, watching Quealy defend and Watkins attack. Coming up to a back marker now. Quealy's going to have a little traffic management on his hands. Mike Watkins will be looking to take advantage as they close in on that ND2. There's your leader, Jason McCarthy, into Montreal. McCarthy looking really good today. Holy mackerel, what a clinic McCarthy is putting on in that superior car. JF is about 13 seconds back and being held up right now by the R5 cars. So up front, you've still got Jason McCarthy, JF, and Kaya Teo running 1, 2, 3 overall with about 5 minutes to go in this race. Trinka looking to clear Katzman here, going through Old Turn 2. Now you see Reggie on the backstretch with Damian and Alanteo right there, followed by Rob Jankowicz. Meanwhile, in Class R5, Quealy still leading Watkins. Quealy gets a run off of the hairpin and opens a gap as the McLaren there runs up beside of him. Watkins struggling to keep pace with Quealy. I'm sure we'll hear all about that in the pit lane. Watkins looking to the left, thinking about a pass, trying to get something going in Class R5 as that mighty McLaren just stretches his legs and pulls away. Klein car coming up behind Watkins now. Rotura's turned in a really great race. Todd Rotura still running second in class behind Eric Paterno. Todd Rotura needing a bounce back after that last Indy 2 race and getting it, turning in an excellent performance here so far today. As we watch Rob Jankowicz and Alanteo enter Montreal. Klein car splitting the PDQ and the Mike Watkins number 2. He'll look to go inside and pass Paul Quealy right here down into Pine Tree. Watkins looking for a tow and not getting it. We'll be looking at white flag, 1 to go conditions here very soon. McCarthy will be taking the white flag next time by. As you see, Quealy still holding Mike Watkins at bay. Not exactly what Mike Watkins had hoped for today, I'm sure. Paterno leading Class R4 comes around Old Turn 1. Looking good right beside that karting facility here at Monticello. And there's your leader taking the white flag. 1 lap to go, ladies and gentlemen. 1 to go. As McCarthy has just put on a clinic in that car today. You see JF headed down to the flag stand. Paterno wisely lets the second place car by. Now following at 18 seconds worth of gap. Paterno lets the second place car go by as he is not racing that car for position. Jason McCarthy, your leader, just through Pine Tree now as we're looking for checkered flag next time by. The crowd is on its feet. You see Jason Cohen there tracking another Porsche with 1 to go. Reggie T and Alanteo closing up now on those R5 cars. What a race, ladies and gentlemen. Reggie T, Adam Klein, Kaya Teo, and JF all turning in a great race. The leader is through and up to Cryptos, through switchback up to Cryptos. Tracking the Cohen car now. Your leader's on the North Straight. Back markers wisely get out of the way as McCarthy punches a hole in the air, headed up the North Straight. Big left over that double apex, off camber, Old Turn 1. One of my favorite corners at this world-class facility. McCarthy through the S's for the final time. Old turn 2. Old turn 3 as he heads on to the South Straight. The crowd is on its feet. Checkered flag in Morgan's hand. Morgan sees the leader coming under the bridge. Checkered flag goes to McCarthy as McCarthy takes the win. JF looking to close out his spot on the podium. And Cayeteo trying to hold down third place in that orange and blue McLaren Artura. JF across the line. Wee. Jay Davis across the line. And now back to Klein as he looks to finish his lap. Jordan through the switchback, pounding those curbs, headed up to Cryptos. Jordan's up to the hairpin now. Excellent release down to second gear and now leaning on the throttle. Max throttle. Looking for maximum velocity up before he jumps on the brakes here. Big brake, looking left now. Touch a little curb. Touch another curb. And big power coming down the hill. Squeezing throttle as he heads into old turn 2. Coming to the checkers. Jordan will cross the line in 9th place, just ahead of Fran McClanahan. Jordan approaching the bridge now, and the drone, you see him coming, and Morgan gives him the checkered flag as Jordan crosses the line. McClanahan across the line. Kolb across the line. Pistolia across the line. Checkered flag is out for these racers. What a race, ladies and gentlemen. Coach is on the bridge. As Katzman comes to the line for the final time and takes the checker in the G82 M4 GT4. Frank Levine across the line. What a race. Guys, everybody had a great time. Relatively contact free and no caution flags at all. Congrats to all the racers as well as track safety team for keeping this safe and fun. We'll be back with race number 2 in just a few moments, guys. Join us at 11:30 for race number 2. And welcome back, race fans, to race number 2 of Member Challenge number 3. We had an exciting tilt earlier, and now we're ready for race number 2, which will be followed by a podium ceremony at the top of the south parking lot and a fantastic lunch put on by Chef Steve and the food and beverage team in the clubhouse. Surely the brisket will be the highlight of the day. Jason McCarthy still up front, followed by JF and Reggie T in that awesome-looking Cup car. Drivers are gridding up right now, getting ready for the second race. Everybody getting in the zone, everybody getting hydrated, cooled, ice in the cool suit. Everybody getting their chill-out systems ready to go. Jackowitz and Pereira. Look at this drone shot, ladies and gentlemen. What other motorsports country club gives you this kind of media coverage? The green mechanical car, Rudy Pistoli in the M2 CSR. Ron Trinka and Bert Schwartz. Crestron Dan and Jay Davis. Paterno and Ratura. We are ready to race. Kolb and Katzman. And Ron Trinka getting ready. There's Schwartz. I tell you what, these members just show up and show out. What a day for racing. Jason Lair, piloting the Monticello safety car, rolls out and carries the field with him for race number 2. Jason McCarthy off the grid, JF behind him. We got a good one coming up, folks. Keep your seats as we get ready for Member Challenge race number 2. Quick reminder about the points. JF is still out front in Class R2 with Eric and Alex right behind him in those R4 ND2s. Blake are not racing with us today, so it probably will be a race he drops. As all the cars take to the track for the second time today. Cars on the bridge for the first time. Pace car lead them into Montreal. The cars will be forming up for a 2-wide double file start next time by. Crowd's on its feet. The mezzanine is starting to fill up. Everybody heading up to the gallery for the best position to view this race. Paterno and Ratura in Class R4 getting some heat in the tires. Ivan Brightly in his ND2. There's Mike Leo and Paul Levine in Class R7. Our little NB buddies. Mike Leo just hoping all 4 wheels stay on the car today. Let's take a look inside of Jordan Klein's car as he follows David Pereira in that M4 GT4. Jordan Klein had an excellent first race, showing up really good in that R2 car. He's stacked up behind Pereira and Jackowitz. Jordan Klein is just ahead of Rudy in that M2. And right behind Rudy is Frank McClanahan and Michael Kolb in the Time Machine, followed by Ron Trinka and Mark Katzman and Bert Schwartz. Looking at the front of the grid, it's still the same list of heroes that we had for the first race. Jason McCarthy on the pole, JF in second, Reggie T in third, followed by Adam Klein, Kaya Teo, and Alan Teo. Kaya always slightly putting on a clinic for her dad, Alan. Kind of warms the cockles of my heart, and as well as the subcockles. I love it. I love watching Kaya lead Alan around the track. Never gets old. The field heads through the switchback now. Off the main straight. Paul Levine up into switchback as Jason Lair leads them through Cryptos. McCarthy, JF, and Reggie T out top three. Klein plus the Teos. Jackowitz and Pereira. Jordan, Rudy, Frank, Michael, Katzman, Thor, Schwartz, Crestron Dan and Verna, Jay Davis, Paterno, Retura, Brightly, Leo, and Levine. That's your field. Get on your feet, race fans. We'll be taking the green here in mere moments. Coming through old turn one by our karting complex. You can see the youngsters out there in the gas carts being skillfully coached up by Mike Poe and his team. Karting is always fun for kids and adults. Make sure you sign up for the Ironman event, the 1 hour karting endurance race. Sign up with Concierge today. Lair leads them as the pack stacks up 2 wide. McCarthy on the front, followed by Formella in second place. That is your front row. Under the bridge, waiting for Lair to duck in, waiting for Morgan to wave the green. Green flag right there. Green flag. Green, green, green. We are racing, and McCarthy, as before, gets an excellent start. Really gets out of the hole quick in that Porsche. And he's on the attack. Look at the in-car from Jordan Klein following Schwartz and Teo. He's wheel to wheel with Dave Pereira as the F82 pulls away just a little bit. Rudy gets around Klein as well, and we're clear into patience. These racers giving each other space but racing hard. Rudy inside now as they head up to Prudence. Klein losing a position there. He will not be happy following that M2. But Jordan is a patient racer. He knows it's a 25-minute race. We're only in turn 5, lap 1, so there's lots of time left, kids, as McCarthy sets sail as he heads to the main straight. No change in position for the top 5 drivers. Rudy looking to make a move here. Rudy trying to get around that superior horsepower of that M4 GT4, and now the M4 stretches his legs as Rudy chases him down the straight. Jordan with a not great run there as Frank McClanahan puts his M2 around Jordan's car as well. Jordan dropping 2 spots on lap number 1 to the boys from Bavaria. Big on the brakes here. Jordan has a great line uphill, and he closes the gap on Frank. Big on the curbs as that Porsche tries to close up on the BMW. Jason McCarthy, unconcerned out front, thinking about doing a crossword puzzle. As these drivers get through the tightest corner on the course, hairpin slows them down to a crawl as they lean on the throttle and head up the North Straight. Big elevation here at Monticello as these racers get to the highest part of our course. It's literally all downhill from here as they take the double left-hander off camber, old turn 1. McClanahan pulling away from Klein. Jordan will not be happy about that turn of events. As your leaders pass the gallery and pass the starter stand to put lap 1 in the books. It's still JF, Reggie, Adam, and Kaio out in the front 5. Rob, Alan, David, Rudy, Frank, Jordan, as Cobb out of nowhere gets the pass done skillfully. You see him right there from the end car. Jordan getting passed by Michael Cobb. Cobb with the yellow X on his back bumper, marking the fact that he is a rookie racer in his first day being coached up skillfully by John Ryan Lewis. Cobb really showing out here in the early going. Frank McClanahan runs that M2 up in the carousel as Rudy shows Dave the nose, hoping Rudy gets a little fresh air in that radiator. We don't want that M2 to run hot. Rudy, famous for being right up on people's bumpers. Turns out the M2 radiator's not in love with that strategy. Jackowitz in that beautiful Sega Porsche down through the kink, heading into the braking zone. Full tilt. Unchanged between Teo, Pereira, Pistoli, and McClanahan. As your leader gets to the hairpin, opening up a huge lead. He's at 3.5, maybe 5 seconds actually, over JF. JF big on the binders. Got to get it slowed down for that hairpin. So quick through Cryptos, and then big on the brakes as you try to slow it down for hairpin. Rudy shows Pereira the nose again as Frank closes the gap on Rudy. We're going to have a battle here between these BMWs in due course. Thor closing up on Katzman now. Katzman better get that G82 rolling. Prettiest car on the track. I'm sure he's hoping for more performance in race number 2. Kids on the karts being coached up on proper line. That's where it starts. If you want your kid to be a club champion, get in touch with Mike Poe today. Cobb leading Jordan through the S's as they turn onto the South Straight. Jordan puts his foot in it, 100% throttle as he winds up through the gears. Upshifting to 4th, crossing 110 miles an hour under the bridge, still on power, upshifting as he heads into the braking zone. Jordan doing a great job in that beautiful Porsche today. As our drone gives us a shot of his dad, Adam Klein, chasing Reggie T through the carousel. Adam Klein trying to close in on Reggie's Cup car. Big on the brakes there as Adam closes the gap. Reggie goes a little deep, no doubt checking his mirrors, looking for that Porsche behind him. Reggie's got to get his eyes up the track. We would not want him to have a wheel off. Reggie stretching that Cup car. Field is unchanged as Cobb now tries to get around. Oh, Jordan has retaken the position from Cobb. That'll make the Klein camp a little bit happy, but watch Cobb close. Cobb just closes on Jordan and goes by him like he's dragging a chute. Jordan struggling with straightaway speed. That Cobb car is quick in a straight line. And we're right back where we started last lap. Jordan's quick in the corners, but Cobb is a beast on the straightaway. Up through Cryptos. Excellent line here out of Cobb. And he is opening a gap. Jordan's got to figure something out. Katzman opening a little gap on Trinka. BMW versus McLaren. Germans and British duking it out in a battle that is as old as time. Cobb wide off of turn 1 will give Jordan a chance on the South Straight. But Kolb is so quick on these straightaways. Even as Jordan closes the gap there, as he turns on to the South Straight, you can expect Kolb to really stretch it out. Dave Pereira now giving Kaya Teo something to think about. That is interesting. Actually, that's Pereira following Alan Teo. Teo in very early apex. A somewhat curious defensive line there. I believe Alan might be looking in his mirrors a little bit more than he should be. I'm sure Nick Longy will be looking to coach him up on that. Now Pereira looking to get a run. Following Teo close as Pistoli looks on from the little black and green M2. Watching these more powerful R2 cars duke it out ahead of him. Rudy is at the top of R3 right now. Rudy should not even be playing with those R2 cars, but he is. That's what Pistolis do. The little M2 that could, down the straightaway, following Alan Teo. And wow, we've been joined in the booth. Oh my gosh. Victorious, top of the podium, Class R5. We've got Paul Quealy here in the booth. Paul, how are you feeling about this race?
Well, Derek, Mike and I had some battle, and I just thought I'd sit back and watch the members race. They've really learned some great craftsmanship here at the Monticello Motor Club, and this race is indicative of some really hot drivers. Who do we have in? What are we looking at here right now?
Well, I tell you, we've got this is Alan Teo being hounded by Dave Pereira. Pereira showing him the nose, and here's Rudy and Frank coming off the hairpin. I'll tell you what, if you want to be fast, you need to be coached by an MMC instructor. Pereira being coached by Brad Perez today, really giving Alan Teo the business. And this is Rudy Pistoli being coached by Tommy C. If you want to run up front, hire a Monticello instructor.
No doubt, and you guys have. I hope that people know how good of a racer Alan Teo is. And the idea that these two, relatively new to the racing world, can stay up on them is just proof positive that MMC, you know what we do? We create superstars.
If you want to be a champion, I tell you, it starts at karting with Mike Poe. Karting camp. If you want to be if you want to be the best you can be in this sport, get started with Monticello Karting, get Monticello instructors, get trackside support.
No doubt, and I don't think you may have seen yesterday the club champion came into Monticello for his first year. Now he's 2 right now. Trey Quealy, PBQ the 3rd. But he will do just that. He's going to, soon as he's old enough, soon as he's potty trained, that's the key, Derek. You got to get him potty trained. He's going to karting camp. Mike Poe, look out.
I tell you what, Brian, Trey was here yesterday watching his dad race, and his dad had a great couple of races yesterday. No doubt Trey learning a lot from the elder Quealy, and he's on his way to karting real soon.
Well, who do we have right here? Is that JF?
No, that's your race leader, Jason McCarthy, being followed quite closely by JF right now.
Boy, that's some racing on JF's part. Jason McCarthy has a long list of accolades in the racing world, and the idea that JF is really staying with them with a wonderful car, but more importantly, a really well-driven race.
Well, JF being supported by Monticello Trackside Support, really helping keeping him in this thing. He's in 2nd place right now, followed by Reggie T and Adam Klein. And here comes Kaya Teo, the pride of Serenity Lane right there, just showing out for Team Teo today in that McLaren Artura.
You know, I remember the first day I met Kaya. She came in and she went through all of our camps and all of our instruction, and she's got bigger things on tap. That's how much talent she has. And it all comes from the parents. Have you met the parents? I know you've met Alan, but it's Patty. She's just fantastic and very, very supportive.
Clearly, Patty is the classiest Teo there is, right? And Kaya taking after her and now leading her dad around the track. I'm sure Alan loves looking at the rear of Kaya's race car lap after lap after lap. I'm sure that's not frustrating at all for him. He's a proud papa.
Well, it's nothing like coming in 1st and 2nd and paying for 1st and 2nd.
No doubt about it. Let's check the leaders. Right now we've got in-car from Jordan Klein. Jordan is turning in a great race, still following Michael Cobb, who is in his debut race, being supported by Monticello Trackside Support and coached by John Ryan Lewis. Michael Cobb turning in a great race. Jordan trying to track him now on the South Straight. Jordan Klein's in-car providing some excellent look as we see Michael Cobb turning in at turning in at Montreal, which is also still part of Monticello. Jordan also tracked him right there through our turn one.
You know, Michael's only been a member for a short period of time, less than a year. He really had not been in a race car, and this is impressive for a rookie. He has, what I like about Michael is the way he's attacking the course with consistency. He understands it's a long game, and I think his tire management is exceptional right now.
No doubt. No doubt. You can see Jordan here. Look at this drone footage, by the way. Monticello's media team providing the best race coverage you can get at an automotive country club. Like everything we do here, it's world class. As Cobb leads Jordan through Pine Tree now and onto the Hangar Straight, we've got about 11 minutes to go in this race. 11 minutes, and your top three unchanged: Jason McCarthy, JF, and Reggie T on the top three overall. Michael Cobb running in 10th overall, Jordan Klein running in 11th overall.
Reggie T, another relatively new member. He's probably been on board for 4 or 5 years and has jumped into the sport head first. Really good racer, an older gentleman, and the idea that at his age, and at frankly my age, Derek, and where you're going soon, the idea you can be competitive. As I like to say, that car does not know how old we are.
That is exactly right. And thanks for the age reference, PQ, making me feel younger by the minute. By the way, shout out to Manny T. Manny, we miss you here at the track. Can't wait to see you back at the club really soon. I tell you, man, having that little Quealy here yesterday, having Trey here, Mom was here, Dad was racing. It's all about family here at Monticello, and that's always been represented by the Quealys. We love seeing Brian and Trey here yesterday with Lauren.
You know, when we built Monticello in 2008, one of my theses was you can drive for life, and it is a multi-generational business. And I hope one of my dreams is to be in the car with both Trey and Liam and Rosie Alves, my granddaughter, in a race with us with my son Brian and my son Sean. And if that can happen, that is, as they say, as good as it gets.
Can't wait to see Rosie. Hey, look, here's Bert Schwartz closing in on Ron Trinka now, thinking about a pass as they head on to the South Straight. You know, PQ, speaking of Rosie, it won't be long before Rosie is participating in her very first Ladies' Day. And we've got Ladies' Day coming up at Monticello this coming Thursday. If you're a lady connected to the club, you should be thinking about being here next Thursday for our Ladies' Day. It's going to be amazing.
We've done this a number of years ago, and last year I don't think we did it due to scheduling, but I'm really excited to see ladies participate because, honestly, they're, as Kay Ataya will show you, they're better drivers.
And way more coachable.
No doubt.
No doubt they're more coachable. Hey, we're checking in on this battle here for 10th place. In-car now from Jordan. He's trying to close up on Cobb, but Cobb showing the poise of a seasoned racer already just in his second race as a member at Monticello. The time machine really showing out today as Jordan just cannot get around him. Watch as Cobb pulls away on one of the longest straightaways in North America here at Monticello.
And it just shows you, I've seen Michael has had a very vigorous off-season exercise program to get him in a position where he can do this. He is, as a first-time racer, this is extraordinary. It may be one of the best debuts we've seen here at the Monticello Motor Club. But let's not forget Bert Schwartz. Bert Schwartz is, boy, he's come a long way, Derek, a long way. I remember him, he first, when he got here, he thought it was a right-hand vehicle. And I told him, no, it's left-hand driving, and then he got it. But he's just been exceptional. We've really got some great play down here into Montreal.
Yeah, Reggie T still leading. Reggie T has been leading Adam Klein for every lap of this race, and we're getting close to the closing stages now. We've got about 7 minutes left in the race. If Adam Klein's going to make a move, he needs to figure out how to do it here real soon. As Reggie works back markers now, Reggie getting around Paul Levine, and Reggie now sizing up Mike Leo for a pass as they head up into the carousel.
You know, a lot of what I think my favorite thing about Reggie is, have you seen him after a race? His hair looks as good after a race as it does before. Now, can we say the same for JF?
Well, I can say this. JF's hair is interesting after a race. It's pretty interesting before the race as well. But, man, Reggie takes it to another level. He takes it to another level. So Reggie and Adam work the back markers, Class R7 cars, without any trouble whatsoever. As you see McCarthy lead Rotura through the, oh man, a little squiggle there from Paterno under braking. I think those Paterno tires starting to get a little greasy here in the late stages. He's definitely going to need a new set of rubber from the service center.
No doubt. And if you're going to make a move, folks, this is where you have to make it. There's going to be some through traffic coming here, and a good racer will take advantage of that through traffic, but it's unpredictable. You don't know, are you going to get passed in a corner? Will you get mixed up? And Eric right now, he has to push. Yeah. He has to push. He realizes his tires are a problem. Oh, we've got something really nice here. Wow. Is that
that's Adam and Reggie. Right?
Adam and Reggie going through Kryptos.
And you know, Paul Levine trying to give Mike Leo the business here in Class R7. I like seeing these cars being so close together. Paul was looking for speed after that first race, and it looks like he has found it because he's giving Mike Leo the nose right now.
You know what this drone also shows us, this drone footage given by the MMC video team, shows you what a beautiful spot we have in this area. But this area of country is really, really beautiful. And, boy, we're enjoying it on a wonderful day. Wonderful, sunny summer day.
Definitely not a desert in Palm Springs, sitting at 128 degrees right now. Look at the greenery here. Where else would you rather be than watching this racing with these members at your Automotive Country Club, the world's premier Automotive Country Club, Monticello Motor Club, as we see Mark Katzman take that M4 GT4 through the hairpin, followed by crowd favorite Bert the Met.
Is it just me, or does Bert the Met have the best livery on his car? You know, that's a guy who he's endured a lot of losing seasons of the Mets and the Jets, and you know, it's nice to see him really excel at a sport, frankly, that he controls. Is that Michael Cobb there? That is. Oh. Wow. Yeah. Michael Cobb. Look at the consistency of that line. That right there in the hairpin, this late in the race, is where you can get a little loose, as they like to say, but not Michael.
Well, you know, PQ, it's all about coaching here at Monticello, and Michael being expertly guided by John Ryan Lewis. By the way, you can book John Ryan Lewis by calling Concierge today. If you want to be fast like Michael Cobb, call Concierge and get you some professional instruction.
Well, I'd also like to say almost everybody in front has MMC instruction, because that often is the difference. It's between winning and losing. Winners have MMC instruction, the losers don't. Wow, look at a battle right there in the ND2 class.
Ventura leading Paterno. That's for points, right?
Yeah, that is a point race. And right now, Paterno knows he's got issues, but Todd is an extremely consistent racer. Also taught and maintained by the MMC Service Center. And look at that, but Eric chasing him down. Now, this is all about tire management. Is this the last move that, wow, Eric tries to go on the outside. Todd keeps him at bay. Todd sets him up for a beautiful turn. This is where he has to accelerate and set up for speed down the stretch.
No doubt about it. Eric looking at an over-under move there. Eric getting a toe. Aero is so important with these ND2s. As you know, PQ, aero is so important. Look at Rotura with the defensive line, making Paterno go the long way around. And defense, look at the defense by Rotura. He is really frustrating Paterno, but Paterno gets the over-under done and now is going to take the lead into turn 3. Wow, what a race, but it's not over yet.
I think Todd there may have left a little bit too much room into Montreal, and got into Eric took advantage of the over-under move that I really have made famous here at MMC.
And at Imola.
And at Imola. You know, this reminds me a lot of one of my races at Monza in the 90s. By the way, look at this. So what we have here is a fun race between Todd and Eric, but who's coming up behind him?
I believe that's JF.
JF. This is traffic. This is where Todd needs to make his move. He has to hope that JF is going to cause some consternation in the corner.
Yeah, really. If Ritura could somehow, you're going to see JF really stretch that Porsche there. He's going to dispatch both of those Miatas pretty handily. And now you see, though, Paterno able to take advantage because Ritura had to get out of the way. He cracked the throttle and let Paterno open a gap on him.
Todd's closing that gap pretty nicely.
Yeah, 2 laps to go. Next time by, it'll be white flag.
JF just running beautifully. Supported by MMC, car maintained by MMC, and also having a wonderful instructor. I think he's with Jason Rabe today, who, my God, does he have accolades to his name in the racing business.
Also, have you seen that camera angle? First time, this is the first day, PQ, that we've had a camera on switchback. The media team here at Monticello providing world-class coverage of these Member Challenge races as we watch this Paterno Ritura race up the North Straight.
You know, this reminds me, and a real shout out to Mike Watkins for a wonderful race today. He and I, frankly, I have the better car, but the idea that he was able to push me and almost get around me, that created some wonderful memories for us and, frankly, for the crowd that was watching. But right now, we're seeing a similar run between the two ND Miatas.
Yeah. And you see, I believe Jordan Klein may have finally gotten around Michael Cobb. I'm not sure, but they're definitely not nose to tail anymore. As you see your leader get around Ron Trinka, Jason McCarthy just putting on a clinic with a really superior car. No, here's Cobb and Klein right there. So Cobb still holding Jordan Klein at bay. What a performance of Michael Cobb in his maiden race day.
Well, Cobb's really got a... if I was Jordan here, I'd try a little bit of late braking coming. Let's hope he gets a good push out of Hanger, and I would do an inside late brake on Cobb. He may not be used to that. He hasn't been in the mix before, and the first time is just always it's a bit different when the cars start flying next to you.
No doubt about it. And I'll tell you, the crowd's about to be on its feet as our leader comes through the switchback. We're going to be checkered flag next time by. Morgan up in the starter stand. He's got that checkered flag in his hand. The crowd is on his feet. Don't forget, race fans, you need to join us for an intense podium ceremony at the top of the south parking lot right outside the gallery, and then we're back to the clubhouse for brisket and ribs with the amazing food and beverage staff led by Chef Steve Latta in the clubhouse. Checker flag is going to be out in just mere moments.
I think at this point, oh my God, Michael Cobb is staying ahead. What did we have?
That's Jay Davis and Verna right there.
Jay Davis running a good race.
It's all in the family with the Cruises and the
No
Davises.
doubt, no doubt. JF, boy, has he run a beautiful race. Look how consistent his lines are.
So repeatable, so reliable.
And you know, I think it's his physical fitness at his advanced age is keeping him in this.
Checkered flag.
Checkered flag, and that's it. Wow, that's a wrap, folks.
Jason McCarthy crosses the line in first place. Reggie T still holding down third. Adam Klein holding down fourth. Ron Trinka not crossing the line for position. Here comes Cobb. There comes Jordan Klein. What a race, ladies and gentlemen. Join us for a fantastic podium ceremony at the top of the South Pit.
Driver of the Day award, I'm going to give it to Michael Cobb in his first race.
Oh, wow.
You know, he was as nervous as a cat on a hot tin roof earlier today, but my God, did he calm his nerves and really drive a wonderful race.
He sure did, PQ. And I'll tell you, those kind of skills start at some of our off-site productions. Don't forget, guys, you can join today and book a book some race days at Virginia International. 2 days of track, $74.99 per car. We'll transport your car, meals, hotel, trackside support, all included. Contact Concierge today to book your seat at VIR. Don't forget also, even sooner, on July 7th and 8th, we've got an event coming up at Palmer Motorsports. It's only $3,000 per vehicle, and that includes transportation of your car, trackside support, a group meal, everything you need at Palmer Motorsports Park. Contact Concierge, and thanks for watching, race fans.
For a wonderful time, and thank you for letting me move in on your booth. It was great fun.
It was awesome.